Diego with De Oro Music, and thank you for joining me as I have a closer look at this B minor study by Fernando Sor. And it has a few different numbers. It's known in the Segovia 20 studies as number 5, and in the early publication of it, it is Opus 35 and study number 22. Now, it's a study, but it really can be brought to any situation, whether you're doing a recording, whether you're approaching it as a student, just as a study, or even if you want to play it in concert. And the reason I say that is because, like so much music, it just depends how deep you want to go with it. It has 3 different things going on here. There's a melody line which needs focus and listening to. There's a bass line, not much of a bass line, but there's a bass presence which needs attention. And then there's, of course, just the inner voice that helps add to the harmony. So to keep all those balanced, it really requires a lot of the player. And if we talk specifically of the melody, we can treat this as a rest stroke study. You can do it in combination. When you actually perform it, you can do it in combination, free stroke, rest stroke, depending how you want to bring the melody out, the balance and the shape of it. But for the sake of practicing, I like the idea of playing it all with rest stroke, and that really addresses the study aspect of it, besides being an arpeggio study. If you want some extra help, or you want to dig a little deeper than what we can do in a 10-minute video, check in the description below. You can now book lessons with me, 1 or 2 lessons, very low commitment, and some personalized attention to help you take this piece to the next level. As you start with the study, I would recommend 2 things right off the bat. One is, before you even begin, work on your nails so that your A and your M have a nice equivalent tone. Little trick, when you're done with your emery paper, turn it around, polish your nails with the paper side. There we go. Nice. And then also, of course, practicing it initially with the metronome. Slow tempo, because you really need to get used to kind of holding back. It's written in the Segovia edition, it's written as moderato, but if you look at the early publication of it, it's allegretto. So I tend to play it a little bit faster. I play it around the 103, 104 mark as a sort of a median setting for it. I do find that because it's so slow, you do need to practice holding back so that you don't rush that melody, especially rushing coming over the beat. Now, when we consider the melody, we're in 3/4, and our melody almost consistently falls on 1 and 3. And so keep your 1 a little stronger than the 3, but still they need a sense of connecting from the 3 into the 1. So really trying to shape the melody with that in mind. Strong, semi-strong, strong. So you have a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And that'll help keep that melody flowing forward and keep it from stagnating. So now let's take it from the top and connecting that melody. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1. And the other thing in there is pay attention to our bass note. Now, we don't have much of a bass line, but we do have a bass note that needs presence. And if you keep it kind of nice and even, and then when you get to your crescendo, use the bass note also to add to your crescendo. So paying attention to the shape of that bass. From measure 5 specifically, for example, we'll start a crescendo. So I use that bass in there. Exploring some tones, ponticello, a little tension there. And you can see there are a lot of places at the end of the phrase where we can slow down, but we don't want to overdo it there. So I'm keeping it so that if you were conducting it, it would be nice and smooth. You'd feel the slowdown, and then when you start the new phrase, you're back in time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 type of a thing. So for example, da 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 da, bum. Things that we talked about before from the opening, same ideas, shaping that melody, and then also keeping that bass note present. Now here we get into an interesting part. We've got our 5 of E minor here. So we can dig into that a little bit, really making this melody nice and juicy. One thing I'd say about that with that melody is to just watch that you don't spread too much. For example, what I mean by that is you might see on the beginning of every bar there, I'm playing my bass note and then the melody after. So just choose those moments, not too much of them. Choose it. It's like a spice. Just use it sparingly. Together, for example, spread there. Because we've got now that C natural introduced. And also, for ease, bring our third finger on string 4. Because what comes next just makes that change a little bit easier and a little bit smoother, because you just have to migrate finger 2 from string 2 to string 3. So here we've got our secondary dominant. And again, that same kind of a writ, 1 and 2 and 3 and back in time. 1 and 2 and 3 and back in time. Keeping this bass present. So here, of course, our transition into the coda phrase. Because we want to build that, don't start out too loud. You want to start out, bring it down, start out piano. For example, coming out of this. Again, don't spread everything too much. Now they've got it written where you're holding this. I saw Bream do it like, and I like that better because you can get a nice vibrato on that top note. 2, 3, and repeat. Keeping that bass present. Just get to build a little there. Don't spread too much. here. This is our last time through, so we can take a bit more time. Piano. Double piano. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found this helpful and you gained some insight into how to approach the piece. If you'd like to see more videos like this, send a thanks at the bottom of YouTube, buy the sheet music. That helps to allow me to make more videos to share with you. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.